Hello everyone, good morning. Well, if you get this in the morning, this is Tuesday morning, March 25th, and I'm just going to check in. What's her name? Tulsi Gabbard, the DNI director, is getting grilled on Capitol Hill, as well as John Ratcliffe, the CIA director. Now, Tulsi Gabbard is an Aries. Neptune is soon to move into, well, on the 30th, we'll move it to 0 degrees Aries. I don't know what degree her sun sign is, but we can safely say that over the next 14 years, at some point, Neptune will hit her sun, and that might make for some, I don't know, a lot of delusions and feeling the need to numb out. I don't think she's going to wake up spiritually, which is what Neptune's all about. On the higher levels, connecting with source energy, she's not doing that because she's bought and paid for by Russia. So anyway, she's getting grilled on Capitol Hill along with Ratcliffe. I don't know if Mike Waltz will be or Hegseth, but I'm going to read on the four of them and see if they will be removed, impeached, forced out, which would probably be the same thing as saying, I'll just resign. And I think you guys all know what I'm talking about. There's a couple articles that I posted in the community. It's actually called Post section now, where you can get all the details. But basically, a journalist, why am I forgetting his name right now? I can't remember his name. He wrote an article in the, he writes for The Atlantic, and the Trump administration accidentally texted, he was included, he got an invite to the Signal app, of which Pete Hegseth and everybody was using, and he got war plans. I mean, I hate the fact that we live in a world where there are bombs going off anywhere. But this had to do with upcoming military strikes in Yemen, and he got he was included, and he got all the information about the weapons and targets and timing and all that a couple hours before it happened. So that's what this is all about. And here's the deck I'm using. Okay, so I'll tune in first to Mike Waltz, because he's the dude that invited, Goldberg, that's the guy's name. He invited Goldberg, the journalist in The Atlantic. He's the one that invited him to into the conversation. Probably didn't realize he was doing that. So, Mike Waltz, will you be removed, forced out somehow, resigned, having to resign? How's it going to go for you, Mike Waltz, right there? Well, here's the invitation, okay, that he got, or that he gave, I'm sorry. Here's the problem. God. The details of the problem. So this is his future. What's hanging out there, up there in like the head area. He is worried about being pushed out. This could be a lot of interactions. Yeah, let me just keep going. Oh, yeah. With the scythe and the moon, the rider, heart, fish. Let me go a little further. Oh, yeah. His ties. Yeah, and it was, what he did was very wrong, of course. Yeah. Okay. And if I were to keep going further, it would be his, I don't know, the woman in there would probably, maybe in this case would be Tulsi Gabbard, but this is probably him. Tulsi blocking. Yeah, she's a dark horse. I'll read on her next. So, okay. Here's the invitation, and the invitation that enclosed the target of the plans, the war plans. But his future reveals that he's possibly going to have a new goal in his professional life, because here we have something ending. I tend to look at the scythe as getting cut, being removed, the whip being pushed out, the coffin resigning. We have all three of those cards in only 15 cards out of the 36. Okay? So yeah, change in career, job change here. And he's probably going to be happier leaving. Maybe he did this on purpose. I mean, seriously. Maybe he did this on purpose. Because here we are with, the moon, which is the way a person's feeling. It's also their public career, their public persona, and the things that they create. So within the next month or so, everything's going to come full circle at the most. This could be by the eclipse, by the 29th, by the new moon, certainly by the next full moon 2 weeks later. So anywho, the news, new major problems for him, something that minimizes, something was very wrong. With the mouse, this is the ruin of his career, professional career, and he's going to have to take off and find something new. Hold on one second. So, yeah, this guy is toast. But I think he's going to resign and do a whole lot better. The movement, he's going to go in a new way. The corners reveal he's going to go in a new way, the movement to make more money. And he's going to feel better getting away from the Trump administration. What I wonder is, what kind of benefits does he lose? Hopefully everything. I don't know. These guys are so lame, I swear. I mean, all these senators, and here we've got Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, now she's sticking up for him, whatever. It's like, what, these, well, I guess she did already give it up, but, just go away. You've got your lifetime pension. You've got your lifetime security. You've got unless Trump takes it away, you've got your lifetime, health insurance that no one can take away. You're set up for the rest of your life. Just friggin' go away. We don't need that in the news. It's Schumer can move over and let some younger people come in. And who knows, maybe he did the right thing by... He was trying, this is a whole nother topic, but I'm trying to get the cards cleared. He was, the thing that he did, that stopped the government from shutting down, he said would have stopped the courts. I'm not totally sure that that's exactly how it goes. Everyone has different opinions on that. And stopped for how long? A week? 3 days? Maybe they might work behind the scenes anyway? The judge is going to just stop working on something because stupid things are going on in 2 chambers of Congress, or I should just say Congress, 2 chambers of government. Okay, next one. Let's look at Pete Hegseth. Sneaky Pete, tricky Pete. That's probably why we had the fox there. So, okay, Oh, maybe the reason I had the fish over here was revealing something about him drinking. But we'll see. How's this going to go for Pete Hegseth? In charge of the Department of Defense. What a mess. And, you know, he's a Gemini, so Jupiter's on his sun at some point. Maybe it's right on there, and then the excess. I think it'd be really hard to stop drinking when you have a Jupiter transit right on your sun. Unless there was some deep psychological work going on at the same time that could be healing. But Pete Hegseth? Nah. He came from Fox News, for fuck's sake. Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Defense. What is your future? Okay, there. Well, we do have some strength when we have the bear. The book. Ooh, his high position. Uh-oh. How's it going to go for Pete Hegseth? Ooh, this would be the signals, whatever. In this situation, well, I don't know if it could be his wife. It's possible. I don't know why she would even come in, but... or is he even married? I have no idea. Oops, totally crooked here, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so... Am I fitting? Yeah, everything's fitting. So the deal with him is the main issue is protection, money, power. So this would be about his strength. And with the star card, he's connected to so many other agencies. And in the future, he's going to be blocked. Whoa. He's got a big obstacle or a big delay. He's got a big delay with the power. I think he was also in on, he should have caught it. This is the deal. When you're looking for protection out of the Lennies, unless it's an extended deck, we've got two cards in there, the bear and the doggy. The dog is helpful, the bear is more protect. You don't mess with a bear, right? I wouldn't want to mess with a mad dog either, but he was the one in charge. He's the boss, of this whole organization here. That's why we have the tree. Yeah. And so he should have been aware of the invitation. This is the invitation to what's his name? Goldberg. He's supposed to be, if he's the head, he's supposed to be aware of everything going on. Obviously not. With the scythe out here, so the bear knighting out to all four corners tells me that there might be a delay in how this goes down, but he's going to be cut somehow. This is removal of his power. I don't know how long it'll take, but it might even take all the way out to winter time. But his riskiness has posed a huge problem for the whole organization up here. With the book, and literally this is the revelation of the signals, everything in the signals app. And if this is Tulsi Gabbard, which I kind of think it is because, you can read in layers with the Lennies, and she does have an ally in Russia. And, I mean, she already has her position as the Director of National Intelligence. And that's all right here. This is definitely her. So I think she knew as well. Because the star can be about enlightenment. I think she knew as well. Wow. But Pete himself will be betrayed. He'll feel betrayed. And it could take some time. Then again, they're trying to they're going to need to find a fall guy. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be him. Removed from the foundation of that high position in government right there. And it might seem to be a little complicated, but when they get everything all figured out, they can see, who added who and what happened. So it doesn't look good at all for Michael Waltz. And Michael Waltz and Pete Hegseth. Okay, so now maybe I can go a little faster. I got to think about to get my brain into. Let's do Tulsi. Let's do Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard, the Russian plant. Never to be president, but she certainly got herself in. Okay. Tulsi Gabbard, what is your future? Tulsi Gabbard. Now I'm all curious about, I'm wondering what degree her Aries sun is. So if you have any planets in Aries over the next 14 years, you have the opportunity to, whatever that planet is, its function, we all have the opportunity to have a much deeper connection with source energy, with our guides, with our higher selves. It's all there on the inner levels. The universe is within. But anyway, Tulsi Gabbard, what's your future? What is your future right there? Okay, change. Getting smacked. Movement. Okay, there's the foundation. Key, something important with her. Oh, this could be job change even, which may also cause a home change. Yeah, this is our card for, well, it could be health issues for her personally, but this is our card for the brains, and in the context of this reading, it would be, part of the government, the branches of the government. Yeah, it's not looking good. Okay. I'm doing it again. My camera's a little crooked. Okay. Ooh. She's guilty as, what, for something. Something with the election, maybe, way back. Jeez. Okay. So, with the stork in the center for her, there's change. I'm just going to read it as change, because she's not improving anything. It has to do with change, because something's really complicated, and it's very possible she's betrayed. Change in alliances to her, a change in the commitment to her. With the book, this could be, in this context, the letter of the law, the way it's written and held, on the books, and something to do with what was literally on that social media app. This could be some evidence, really important evidence, that will end her career. And I mean, with the ship, it generally is action and change, but it's also our card for, overseas issues, or, foreign countries, issues with foreign countries. Anyway, she has some really negative cards here. To have the, you know, I mean, the key is like a yes card, but it's also a card of something that's really important. But to have the snake, betrayal, the whip, abuse, getting smacked, and repeated connections with, I'm thinking Putin. You know, I mean, I think everybody that's there with Trump is there because of Putin. And Trump chose who he chose because he had his orders. And that's how it goes, right? In the dark world of the psychopathology. So, yeah, she has, it's movement, change, action is going to come out because of her being a secret enemy. That's going to come out. That's going to be revealed. Well, then again, but the book, the book is hidden information. The coffin could literally be the, on one level, the app itself, you know, because it's contained within a cell phone. I often see the coffin card in readings as being a server, you know, or a hard drive. So this is all really interesting here. Hidden information that is very complicated and full of betrayal as to alliances is going to come out into the public domain. As far as her job, change in alliances, change because she's going to feel betrayed, change because things are going to come out, change because it comes out publicly. So that's the thing we have to remember. Eclipses turn into info leaks. They reveal hidden information. And here we have the moon and the star. You know, both of these cards are pretty revelatory. But it's going to reveal something about who she's been in bed with, who she's married to, you know, who her allegiances are. And there's the foreign card there. So more is going to come out about her connection to Putin. Wow. And while I'm thinking of it, how about we all send tons and tons of prayers to the Russian people? Because they don't have any part in, you know, every time I feel bad about or feel negativity towards Putin, it's not anything to do with the Russian people. I have a dear client and feels like a newly found friend who's an astrologer who also is an entertainer and spent years traveling all over the world. And she has the fondest memories of oops, I totally flipped those the wrong way. The fondest memories of going to Russia, all her trips to Russia. She said they're the most loving people she's ever been around. Okay, so Ratcliffe is the only one that's left. It's John, right? John Ratcliffe, yeah, CIA director. He's a Libra. So at some point he would have Neptune opposing his sun over the next 14 years. Yeah, who deceived me? Because, you know, Neptune can be deception. We know who the liars are. Okay. So, yeah, he seemed to, I can't remember if did they start? They might have started with him. And the first guy tends to get the most blast. They were yelling. He was trying to defend himself, get a word in edgewise, and what's his name? Was it Michael Bennett, I think? That he just wasn't having it. He just wanted to, I think he was wanting to vent because he's gotten a lot of crap lately for not standing up to the Republicans. He voted across the aisle so many times. He is the reason most of these people got in, or he's one of the reasons. Okay, maybe he voted for John Ratcliffe. Okay, John Ratcliffe. Impeached, resigned, forced out, removed. Oh. Right there. Okay. Well, he has a lot of connections. Strong foundation that's ending in a painful loss. That's a removal card. Well, maybe this is just what he's really worried about. Let's keep going here. The woman, I would think, would be his wife in this case, but it could be Tulsi Gabbard. I forgot to set my intentions about that. You know, that's always a good thing to do before you start. If the man comes through, it'll be if the woman comes through. Because normally the general rules are, the hard and fast rules I usually adhere to have to do with the woman. If you're reading on a woman, that's her. If you're reading on a man, it's her husband or main squeeze or partner. But in these political readings, it's tricky. It's like work wife, work husband, you know, kind of. So, okay, for John Ratcliffe, the star, to me, just speaks to all of his connections. And it also speaks to how he navigates within his job, trying to connect all the dots, making things, work, basically. But it is a card of success. But his success is blocked. He has problems there, major obstacles. The mice has to do with things that are stolen, like information, right? Information leak right here. Knighting out to the dog, he's wanting to be protectful, I suppose. I don't know him very well. With the sun down here, or I haven't read up on him much, I should say. I'll never know these guys, but the sun is success, but it's also a card that reveals something. Now, another way to read this would be the connection of finding all the secret enemies and the details because he wants to protect, and then he'll reveal what he gets. As far as whether he'll stay in or not, this is, we've with the scythe, it's a sharp cut, it's removal. Or maybe he's just going to try to cut through the theft and figure out how that guy got in. But still, this is about him and his future. He's got a painful loss because of a removal and because of the theft. Maybe there's something about, what's-her-face, Tulsi Gabbard. Or this could be his wife that wants a divorce because she doesn't want to be any part of this anymore. Who knows? I don't know. As far as women, this has to either be his wife or Tulsi Gabbard. Because the tower is here, I would think that this is Tulsi Gabbard, because we know she's a secret enemy. We know she's part of his, foundation of people who has this high position in government right now. And the ties, Tulsi Gabbard has the ties to foreign entities. Maybe he helps reveal that fact, or that comes out somehow within legal issues in the future. The crossroads is a choice, but it's also a card for an election. I think it's more about his choice to try and help find the secret enemy, him taking the position of being at the top of the, because he's the top of the CIA, and he actually could end her, I think. I'm not sure how that works. He could cause major problems, but I don't have the snake for that. Okay, yes, but I do think this is Tulsi Gabbard. Unless it's his wife and she's like, I'm out of here and I'm going to go live in a condo up at the top floor or something. I don't know. But I do think it's Tulsi because of the ties to Russia here. But what's his name? Ratcliffe. He is going to make a really important decision in the future. And I think it is to reveal details of what comes through that, the app, the signals. These two cards to me definitely mean the app, the Signal app. Maybe the star card is, Signal, right? Signal app, the whole thing here. He's going to have important details. He's going to be able to cut through the fraud and the ruin, or he's the one that's going to figure out exactly what happened and reveal all that. So it's hard for me to say with this one if it's going to end his career, or if it's more about him bringing out the important details and minimizing the because this got out into the public in a dangerous way. Scythe is danger that is revealed, and the dangerous ties, which all that connects to, what's her face? And, but the painful loss. It's not going to be easy for him, but I feel, even though the cards say, end and removal, but I still feel hesitant on saying that. I feel like there's something that is needing to develop. So we'll just keep an eye on it. If things are looking weird. This is the thing I don't know. You guys are going to have to educate me on that. Can Trump just remove anybody he wants? I mean, he used to do it all the time in the past. So I wonder, probably could. He probably could, and that might be what the Tower's about. Either way, if he is removed, I think he'll be happy with it, and I think he'll reveal whatever needs to come out. Trump can make quite a few enemies, right? I mean, he's good at that. That's his super talent. So, okay, well, I'm just going to get this uploaded, and I wish you a wonderful Tuesday. Bye.